Well, we weren't exactly planning to come on live, but you know what? After what we've seen here in week 3 of college football, we figured, well, you know what? Why the hell not? Anyhow, welcome to a late, early Sunday, late night Saturday edition of the Mizzle Dub Show. He is Mizzle. I am Dub, and obviously you can see he is in his garnet and gold and black gear, as you can clearly see. Um, Even though this morning he was almost scared shitless, needless to say, he was a little bit nervous.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, they find a way to get done, and doesn't matter. 3-0 is 3-0, and
Indeed.
the Seminoles get the win over Boston College, 31-29. Um, so Jordan Travis gets hurt, comes back in. They still find a way to pull off the W and still keep their number 3 ranking in the nation. At first, I was kind of confused. So I'm like, why is Boston College wearing white at home? I guess it was a whiteout for Boston College in English. But something about Boston College, they always seem to give Florida State a little bit of trouble, and the games are always competitive. But nonetheless, the Seminoles still find a way to get the job done and, alas, keep their number 3 ranking in the nation. So, tell me what you saw from earlier this morning, because I was obviously trying to watch while I was working. But what did you see? Obviously, they faced some adversity, and they came through to get the win. Obviously, so some might say, were they looking ahead to next week against Clemson? I don't know, but what's your thoughts on that?
Well, what made me nervous before Travis went down was that they looked a little sluggish, that they didn't like they wasn't up for the challenge. Like it took for Boston College to punch him in the mouth for them to wake up. Which that quarterback, I can't remember his name right now, he was killing us, and it was just ridiculous. But what I did see from this team, there's no quit effort in them. A few years back, if they played the way they played, Boston College would have won that game because they didn't come up for it. So you can see the maturity of this team. They go as far as Travis. He's clearly the general.
Correct.
Coleman is a beast as a wide receiver.
He is him. Yes, he is.
He is him. We have a nice running back by committee. So I just didn't like their slow start. They gave Boston College a lot of opportunities to be in that game. Only that they won by 2 points. I think it was 31-29 was the final score. It shouldn't have been that close because I believe after halftime, I believe the Noles were up like 31-17, I believe, or something like that. 31-14, something like that. So the game shouldn't have got that close. So I mean, they got lazy and lackadaisical. And I believe you're right. They might have been looking forward to Clemson next week, but there's a no quit in this team. So I don't see us holding down the top 3 spot for too long. Somebody's going to take us. We always have a hard time playing Louisville, no matter what our record is, who the quarterback, no matter what Louisville record is, they always find a way to try to just chop us down. But I saw a lot of poise in this team that, but it's just they can't start off slow like that against Clemson, or it will be a big problem.
Well, obviously, it's not the same Clemson Tigers for the last about 5-7 years that we've known them to be, but at the same time, Dabo Swinney is still the head coach, and Dabo Swinney's going to do everything he can to make sure that they're prepared. And of course, some might say Clemson might feel like they might want to try to pull the upset. Now, my only question is it in Tallahassee or is it in Death Valley in Clemson, South Carolina, or do you know?
I believe we're in Death Valley.
Okay. But nonetheless,
a little more nervous right there
it,
because we know how Death Valley is.
yeah, Howard's Rock is not exactly the easiest place to play at, but
No.
it is a rivalry game.
Yeah.
So like I said, anything possibly can and will happen. But as far as yesterday goes, since it is 12:44 here Pacific Standard Time in the on the West Coast, the goal was to be 1-0, and for this week, the W goes to the Seminoles of Florida State. I was kind of nervous, seeing the fact that my beloved Bulldogs were down 14-3 to the Gamecocks of South Carolina, and I said on the outset, don't give Spencer Rattler confidence. And in the first half, certainly South Carolina was playing with that confidence, but again, this might not be the strongest team on paper, Georgia wise, but you have a lot of people that garnered the experience of the last 2 years in being the back-to-back defending national champions. Because as you know, when you heavy is the head that wears the crown, and of course, when you are the champion, when number one is trying to come at you, you're going to get everybody's best shot. You're going to get everybody's best effort. And for the first 30 minutes of that half, South Carolina was basically punching Georgia in the mouth. And you had asked me, what's going on in Athens. I said, well, maybe perhaps they are not used to having their first opponent because, you and I are not a fan of scheduling cupcakes, or as you like to say, giving somebody a paycheck to come play a football game. I'm never a proponent for that, because something like this can happen if you're playing, your first conference opponent. But back settled down. The offense got together, but more importantly, for those that have watched it, Georgia is a running team. That's their bread and butter. They love to run the football. That sets up the play action pass. That's just how it always been. And shut out South Carolina in the whole entire second half. Shut them out 21-0. But Mr. Edwards, Mr. Dejon Edwards, welcome back. 20 carries, a buck 18, and a touchdown. Yeah, and Carson Beck, who, like I said, is a very, very talented individual, kept his poise. 27-35, 269, took care of the football, and Georgia, at least for another week, maintain their number one spot. But of course, as you know, for the Dogs, it doesn't get easy because, this is the SEC, although next week they're playing another team to get a paycheck to come play a game. They're playing UAB, and that's nothing against the University of Alabama, Birmingham, but it's just like, really. But then the next week after that, it is the Deep South oldest rivalry as the Auburn Tigers at home at Jordan-Hare against the Dogs. So,
Auburn Tigers,
both our teams get the win.
It's still almost like taking a check.
Yeah, it is. But before we continue, we want to give some love out to the Sacramento State Hornets, who went to the farm in Palo Alto and beat the Stanford Cardinals. Stanford Cardinal, I beg your pardon, by a final score of 30-23. Almost kind of reminds me of one time that Davis went to the farm and beat the Cardinal. Go ahead.
We're not shocked, though. We're not shocked at all. I believe Sac State, all they did last year was damn near go undefeated.
Yeah, they won the Big Sky Conference title, went to the playoffs. I think they got to the quarterfinals, if I'm not mistaken, before they lost. Of course, as you know, in the other division, normally it's either Montana State, or North Dakota State, or South Dakota State that normally wins the what used to be the Division II title. Now I think it's called the FCS or whatever the heck it's called.
Yeah, all this crap that's moving around.
Yeah, but kudos to them. kudos to Cal. They spotted Idaho a 17-0 lead and then rumbles off 31 answer. They get the win. As we're going to go down the top 25 here, as soon as I can go to it. By the way, happy week 2 of the NFL season. We had already given our picks, but we'll dissect some games here today in week 2 and talk about the matchups. Even dig into some pin race fever in Major League Baseball as we're coming down the stretch. I was going to mention them, but
we don't do that on the fucking show. Fuck them. No, not tonight. Who cares about the Dodgers?
But shout out to the Atlanta Braves. 6 straight years they win the National League East. Best record in baseball. Again, as I said, if Ronald Acuna Jr. is not your MVP, where in the hell have you been? Where have you been? Where have you been? He is projected to finish the year with over 40 home runs and over 70 stolen bases. Not even our guy, Ricky being Ricky. Not even Ricky did that. And he's projected to finish over 70 bases and 40 home runs, Ronald Acuna Jr. Yes. And oh, by the way, shout out to Matt Olson, who broke the franchise record for single season home runs. He hit his 53rd tonight, breaking the record, which was set by one Andrew Jones. And if you don't know who Andrew Jones is, you've been hiding under a rock. Go watch his film.
I mean, just did it right. Played the game right.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying there's not many 19-year-olds. I'm just saying there's not many 19-year-olds that just come into the World Series and hit 2 home runs in your first 2 at-bats, and then you do it at the old legendary Yankee Stadium with those talented Braves teams in the 90s. Anyhow, going through week 2 of the season, the U, Mizzle's bitter rival, they get the win as they pay the team to get a paycheck as he now goes into full Orange Cassidy mode. They win 48-7. Of course, we talked about Georgia beating South Carolina 24-14. FSU beating the BC Eagles 31-29. Penn State goes to Champaign. While there was no sex in the Champaign room, they did put up 30 on the Fighting Illini. They're undefeated, rating number 7, winning 30-13. LSU bounces back on track. They went to Starksville. They beat the Mississippi State Bulldogs by a score of 41-14. Maybe perhaps the game of the day took place in Columbia, Missouri, as the Missouri Tigers and the Kansas State Wildcats back and forth it went. 61-yard field goal at the end of the game, and he got it. And the Mizzou faithful challenge the field and win 30-27. Utah beats Weber State, another paycheck, 31-7. Notre Dame, they're 4-0. They might go up in the rankings. They were coming in ranked number 9. They beat the Chippewas of Central Michigan, 41-17. Sam Hartman, the transfer, has looked very well playing quarterback for the Fighting Irish. He has been very good. He's been very efficient.
I love their coach.
And I do love their coach too. He's got them playing good. They win 41-17. Now, even though they lost, you have to give the South Florida Bulls credit because they made Alabama struggle to get those 17 points.
Yeah, they had to earn it for sure. It wasn't easy.
It will say no. There was nothing easy about that game, and Alabama is struggling to find their identity at quarterback, and that's going to remain to be seen. Saban said
they stay with quarterbacks.
Correct, but even the mighty has some down years from time to time. But at the end of the day, Bama gets the win, 17-3. Oregon State beat San Diego State 26-9. I'll tell you what, I think the transfer for DJ has worked out very, very well for him coming to Corvallis to playing for the Oregon Ducks. And for this being the last year of the Pac-12 conference, they're having a strong showing this year in 2023.
25, correct? We got Colorado, Oregon.
No, well, Colorado, Utah, and Arizona, they're going to the Big 12.
In the top 25.
Oh, yeah. You got
Colorado's in the top 25.
Correct.
Oregon's in the top 25.
Correct. Oregon State.
Oregon State. I'm damn near half the
Washington's
Pac-12. Yeah.
Washington is number 8. Utah is number 12. UCLA is at 24. So it seems like most of the Pac-12 South is I think 3 teams from the South, 3 from the North, so about 6. Yes, go ahead.
And all their asses are wiped out of the top 25 because they don't play to their strength of schedule. That's why they're moving. So when they win these games, they hold that number. You know, the Pac-12 is not a strong conference per se.
Well, I don't care. Nothing says Big Ten having a team from the Pacific Coast playing in Los Angeles to go play in Beaver Valley, Pennsylvania, under the lights. But anyhow, continue with
their
the top
asses
25
whipped
score.
more.
Yeah,
They start getting their asses whipped more. They'll understand the reason why they should stay in the fucking Pac-12. And I'll leave it at that.
You don't have to tell me when USC goes to play in Ann Arbor at the Big House and Harbaugh, who's coming off suspension, and you keep hearing "Hail to the Victors" all night long while you're in Ann Arbor. But I digress. Oklahoma beats Tulsa 66-17. The Tar Heels of North Carolina beat Minnesota 31-13. Duke beats Northwestern. Duke is actually ranked 21st. They beat Northwestern 38-14. Sorry, Uncle Michael Wilbon. I know that's your alma mater, as Orange Cassidy makes an appearance again. Iowa State beats Western Michigan 41-10. Iowa State, one of the best traditions in college football. And what I mean by that is there's a children's hospital adjacent to the stadium, and the whole entire crowd and the sidelines on both teams and everybody in the press box and the broadcast booth wave to the kids, and the kids wave back. It is one of the best traditions in sports, period. It's great what they do over there in Iowa City. Ohio State beats Western Kentucky 63-7. Michael Phoenix, the quarterback for the Washington Huskies, was very impressive, and he's making his case to be a Heisman Trophy winner. They go to East Lansing. They thrash Sparty 41-7. Washington State, who's number 23 in the country, they beat Northern Colorado 64-21. UCLA gets their win 59-7. And the Tennessee Volunteers just do not like going to the swamp in Gainesville, Florida. I'll just say it like this. The last time the Tennessee Volunteers went to Gainesville, Florida, and won in the swamp, my brother just turned 20. That's how long it's been. Yeah, 2003. When you turn 20 years, 2003 was the last time Tennessee has won in Gainesville. 20 years ago.
Martin or Peyton Manning?
That was after T. Martin and Peyton Manning. Yeah, that's how long it's been since a Tennessee Volunteer team has won in Gainesville, Florida.
There was no Peerless Price then. That's Peerless Price was.
No, I think he was on the Bills by that time.
He's on the Bills?
Yeah.
We're dropping too much knowledge right now. We're dropping too much knowledge. Nobody knows who the hell Peerless Price is unless you watch college football. Okay. I know my brother said the Bills, but you shouldn't. If you know who Peerless Price is, holla at me. That's what you're saying. That man was a stud at Tennessee.
He was also pretty good wearing the Bills jersey. Also, I'm just trying to tell you. His first couple of years in the league when Drew Bledsoe was throwing him the football.
Okay, Yeah, I'll give you that. All right, that's about it.
But you know what? That actually makes me want to wonder. Who was the doggone quarterback the last time Tennessee? You know what? I'm gonna look it up right now. Quarter
You know who the hell
QB.
was the quarterback was for Florida?
Okay,
Major
obviously it
Applewhite?
was. No, he was in Texas.
Um,
Okay, obviously it was before It was before Tebow. Say that again.
When did Tebow come out? What year?
Tebow. It was 3 years before Tebow because Tebow was a freshman in 06, I believe, because he was behind Chris. I want to say Chris Leak was the quarterback for Florida.
You might be right. That does sound about right.
No, not the Tennessee Bills.
Let's speak our facts around here because that's what we do on the Mizzle and Dub show. We try to give you the actual facts. We may Stephen A. Smith it a couple of times and mess up, but we'll get it together. Speaking of Stephen A. Smith, while you're looking it up, do you see the little thing he's going up with Terrell Owens? The little Twitter beef they're having?
Oh God, what now? What now?
When Terrell Owens was on the show First Take and Max Kellerman was the co-host with Stephen A. And remember when Terrell Owens said that Max Kellerman was more black than Stephen A. Smith?
No, he didn't. No, he did not. Oh my God! Now I got to go on YouTube and look that up so I can just watch so I can reminisce. Oh God, good grief!
After that, Max Kellerman got let go for First Take. After that, everybody is blaming Stephen A. Smith for that, and so it's just been an crazy thing on Twitter. It's actually cracking me up, and it's interesting to see if Stephen A. Smith is going to stick to his word and come out and say what he's supposed to say on Monday. So I will be paying attention to the TV on Monday.
Okay, so to answer your question, Casey Clausen was the last quarterback on Tennessee that won in Gainesville, Florida. Yes. 24-10 was the final score. Tennessee was ranked number 12. Casey Clausen, yes, I didn't stutter. Tennessee was number 12. Florida was number 17 ranked. Final score was 24-10.
Wow.
Yeah.
Only Tennessee fans know that name.
Oh yeah. Hold on then.
Well, besides me and you, because we're kind of slightly historians when it comes to college football.
Oh yeah, that I mean, hey, you know what you know. Okay, so and Florida finished 8-5 that year in 2003. And I was right. Chris Leak was the quarterback. That was his freshman year. And let's see.
Who was behind him?
Huh?
Who was behind Chris Leak?
You had a freshman named Gavin Dickey, sophomore Engel Martin, and now remember, Cam Newton was originally a Florida Gator before he went to Auburn.
That's right. Yeah. Okay. That's what I was trying to.
Ronaldo Hill, former defensive back, he was on that team. Chad Johnson was on that team. Ben Troop, former tight end, he was on that team. Deshaun Wynn, running back, he was on that team. So yeah. But yeah, the last time the Florida Gators lost at home to Tennessee was 2003. But one thing is for sure. Now, you and I already knew this because the name speaks volumes, but Trevor Etienne ran like a grown man all over the Volunteers in the swamp in Gainesville. Him and Montrell Johnson Jr., that is a nasty 1-2 punch. And me being a Georgia Bulldog fan, I'm not looking forward to seeing that in Jacksonville, Florida, when the Bulldogs and Gators get together at the what used to be known as the world's largest cocktail party in Jacksonville, Florida. But Tennessee scored most of their points in the first half. They had a 26-7 lead, held off the rally late as Florida, with a huge win, beat the Gators 29-16, and the Gators just have to figure out how do we win in Gainesville, Florida. Michigan beats Bowling Green 31-6, and that means now Jim Harbaugh is off his suspension, and now the real season for Michigan begins with him back at the helm and controls. And my dark horse Heisman pick, and just one of my favorite players to watch, Blake Corum, was outstanding again for Michigan, which I think if he stays healthy, he'll be a high round draft pick in next year's draft. Yeah. Ole Miss beats Georgia Tech 48-23. Bevo will stay at number 4. They remain undefeated 31-10. Oregon puts up a double nickel on Hawaii 55-10. And roughly about an hour and a half ago, game took you through a lot of emotions, which was the 2023 edition of the Rocky Mountain Showdown between the Colorado State Rams and the Colorado State Buffaloes. Needless to say, a fantastic football game. First off, prayers to Travis Hunter. He was taken to a hospital. Needless to say, the game was chippy. Colorado State led most of this game. They led 21-14 at the half. Had a 28-14 lead, led by 11. But Shedeur Sanders shows some tremendous guts, shows some tremendous poise. Exactly. Hold my beer. Indeed. Xavier Weaver, Michael Harrison, Jimmy Horn Jr., Tavares Dawson all stepped up in Hunter's absence. It seemed like Michael Harrison was just wide open down the middle, and Sanders just seems to find him. But the other Sanders, Shiloh, the older brother, took one to the house on a pick six, made a house call, and forced a big-time fumble for the Buffaloes to get back in the game. But, I mean, Jay Norvell trying to motivate his team. I mean, Colorado State has nothing to be ashamed of. They played as a fantastic game as you could possibly play it. Went to 2 overtimes, but you don't want to give a guy like Deion Sanders motivation. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Isn't Colorado State coach the former coach of the
Jay Norvell? Yes, he is.
That's why they won. A lot of the shit that happened like that in Florida State. Have a fucking lead and lose it. So no wonder why. Yeah. So
he went there. Oh boy. He went there. Well, there was a lot of targeting in this game. A lot of ejections on the state of the Colorado Rams, which was outlandish. But at the end of the day, they found a way to get it done. And boy, 12:30 next week in Eugene, Oregon. That is going to be a spectacle when the undefeated Oregon Ducks take on the undefeated Buffaloes. Why are you shaking your head? What's going on?
Colorado about to get a fucking rude awakening about the Pac-12 and how this football is about to be played. Oregon is about to lay in that, especially if Colorado don't have Travis Hunter. I know everybody else stepped up, but this is about to be, game 1 was their test, but Oregon is going to run up the score. They better come into Eugene with their big boy pants on, because Oregon ain't no bitch.
Oh no, they're not. They are ranked 13th for a reason.
I'm calling Oregon to win. Oregon's winning that game. I already said that when the schedule came out. I knew whatever the record that Colorado was going to come. Now, I'll eat some crow. I'll come here on the show live right after that game. I'll be home. Yeah. But I think Oregon's going to win that game. It definitely it'd be a little more up for them to win if Hunter's not there.
Well, I'll say this, and that's no disrespect to the quarterback for TCU and Oregon State and Nebraska, but they're playing Bo Nix, and Bo Nix has thrived since transferring in this Oregon offense. Like today against Hawaii, he was 27-21, 243, 3 touchdowns. So Bo Nix is comfortable in this offense, so I do agree. You're coming to one of the most hostile environments in college football. Autzen Stadium in Eugene, Oregon can get very, 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 very loud. Okay? And their capacity is only 54,000, but they make it sound like it's 80,000 plus in that damn stadium. Okay?
They're going to be nuts. They're going to be, because you know why? They want to be the team that sticks it to Deion. Everybody wants to stick it to Deion. It's Deion in Colorado. So I just hope the Oregon coach don't run off at the mouth like every other coach has been, be giving them bulletin material and giving motivation for Deion to pump his team up even more, because they're ready to run through a wall for this man.
Oh yeah, that's quite obvious.
I love Deion, the coach, because he's doing it for the kids. I just don't like how the media is treating this. Because when they introduce Colorado, it's not the Colorado Buffaloes. Traders, Colorado Buffaloes.
It's almost like David Ruffin and the Temptations or Beyonce and them. I get it. I get it. And I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not. It just amazes me. It started way earlier, but this is not the same Deion Sanders that you and I grew up watching. Because
Deion, I like this Deion.
Yeah, because he one of my favorite snippets from his 60-minute interview when he was at Jackson State, because he made it clear, I don't want to coach in the NFL because he was like, I'm gonna get in trouble. I'm gonna fight somebody. He's like, I'm gonna jump on somebody's back and I'm gonna fight somebody.
He also said he can't motivate a millionaire,
which is true.
I understand it. And kudos to anybody that's coaching that's younger than the player that they're trying to coach and motivate. You know what I'm saying? So I understand. And I agree. I love the thing that Deion is doing for these kids. And he'll sit here and tell you, I'll listen to the interview on the way home, trying to get some material to talk about. But he said the interviewer talked about his sons. And he was like, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
I love my sons. Did a great job. But how about we talk about these other kids, this team? So that's what you like to hear, and I believe most coaches would say that, but it's good to see that, that he's not making it all about him, even though the media is making it about him.
Well, like I said, they will have their biggest test next week in Eugene, Oregon, one of the toughest places to play. But for them to already double what they did last year, they went 1-11, already 3-0. So regardless of what happens, they are certainly surpassing expectations, for lack of a better term. And just Folsom Field in Boulder, Colorado, even before Deion got there, for a long time was one of the best atmospheres in college football. Seeing Ralphie run onto the field and just the beautiful landscape, the beautiful scenery with the Rocky Mountains in the view, taken in the stadium. It's a breathtaking view. And then just to see the crowd there. But not just that, you have freaking The Rock was there. Offset was there. You had Chauncey Billups coming back home in a suite with Kyle Lowry there. Dwayne Wade talking about, I don't watch college football on my phone, but dadgummit, because Prime is, coaching, here I go. So, I mean, definitely.
Tucci was in the building.
Yes, he was. To which, prayers for him, because he don't look right at all. He does not.
That's a whole nother show in the conversation, but I'm not going to disagree with you. Little
I
Wayne,
know.
He does not look like the Cash Money Little Wayne that we grew up watching when I was driving the Alero, slapping No Limit and Cash Money. Uh-oh. What you got?
No, something I did not need to see that my friend sent me. Damn you for doing that. Damn you. But
shout out to the only person that's watching with us right now.
Yeah, the one person that is watching us live, we appreciate you for rocking with us. Bless you. We appreciate it. Like I said, we wanted to try a new format to where you can join us live, and we appreciate you for that. I know if he's not working, Debo will be watching us right now because he is as loyal of a watch. Well, all of our subscribers are loyal as can be. We appreciate the 49 subscribers that we do have. And also our good friends, the All Pro Jaffos. We appreciate them too.
We'll have you guys on real soon.
Yes, because they've been good to us by having us on their show. So obviously under this format, we want to have them on because, like I said, they came in and gave us some good passion on our dang near 6-hour NFL preview show. To which Country K and Jay just went, well, it was more of Country K going off, and we're all just, sitting there listening, but, kudos to it. But it is week 2 of the NFL, which was kicked off by the Eagles and Vikings. And, of course, as I keep saying, Kirk Cousins does what he does in prime time, which is he finds a way to crap the bed, and the Eagles get the win 34-28. But it was about that George Bulldog named DeAndre Swift who ran, and he ran some more. To the tone of 28 carries, $175, and a TD, which Mizzle is mad because he should have had more touchdowns, that is. He said you said at least a hat trick. He should have had the hat trick.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not gonna
think about how many touchdowns did Jalen Hurts run when DeAndre Swift got him there? Did Jalen Hurts get 2 rushing touchdowns?
Let me correct it. He did run for 2 TDs. Yes, he did. So you're saying those 2 should have went to DeAndre? Yes, correct. Okay. Hey, you rest your case. I get it. I'm not gonna say you're wrong.
Hard. He was running hard. He was hitting that hole so quick, and he was looking for contact. He wasn't running away from it.
No. And of course, he got that physical style playing alongside Nick Chubb. Sonny Michel, not so much, but Nick Chubb for sure, because Nick Chubb is always looking to run somebody over. Kind of like our boy from the OAK from the town, Mr. Marshawn Lynch. So here's what we do know so far as your beloved Raiders are the early game against the Bills in Orchard Park. One thing we do know is Jacoby Myers will not play. He is in protocol. So that's a big,
very smart.
Yeah, I agree. But again, the Raiders stayed in West Virginia to get accustomed to being on East Coast time, being in the Eastern Standard Time Zone, which is a smart thing to do. Which I agree. A lot of teams should take a page from my team's playbook. If you're going to be in the East for a while, I'll just stay there, shoot the barrel kind of a show. Again, for our viewers that are just possibly now tuning in, what do you think needs to happen for the Raiders to sneak out of Orchard Park with a win. Now, like I said, they're not dealing with the elements, which is a good thing. It's not cold, it's not windy, it's not snowing. There won't be no slippage per se, but how do the Raiders try to sneak out a win in Orchard Park before their home opener next Sunday night against the Steelers?
I'll be off that night, so we can be live watching that as well and do a show. So, but to answer your question about what they got to do to leave Orchard Park with a W, well, the cliche: bring your defense. Show up with your defense because number one, this is going to be their home opener, especially
Correct.
after coming off what happened Monday night against the Jets. Short week for them, so that kind of gives us a little upside per se. But they got to be able to take what's about to get dealt with them. They're going to have to deal the punch in the mouth because it's going to come. It's just going to come. Deal with it, and then after that, punch in the mouth, your big boy pants, and play defense. Stephon Diggs is going to try to get off because Stephon Diggs is just having a terrible time being a Buffalo Bill right now. I just don't understand how they're disrespecting this man. But he's going to go out there and show his ass because he's Stephon Diggs. Pathway. Somebody besides Max Crosby has to get to Josh Allen. We have to contain the outside. Don't let them get it outside the pocket. Keep everything inside, which means the nose tackle is going to have to get pressure. Linebackers are going to have to be aware. I need Spillane to be on everything. As for offense, JJ, I think this is the week that he shows the NFL why he's the leading rusher. I'm calling 2 touchdowns for JJ.
Okay.
Well, the fact of the matter is that now we're going to have to integrate Hunter Renfrow into the role of where Myers is, or Trey Tucker. And so that means Wilkerson, Trey Tucker, and Renfrow are going to have to step up. I see Wilkerson being Myers because he's more of the taller receiver. And we'll see Hunter in his normal position in the slot. But I think it's time to find go ahead.
Well, I think I know what you're going to say, which probably means I might be stealing your thunder, but I was going to say, is this the game to where you get your big rookie tight end involved?
That was coming next. That's exactly what I was going to say. Yes. This is where we even Hooper, even with that catch that he made last week, that was nice. But I would love to see more of Michael Mayer a little bit. Let's get the training wheels off of him. Let's get a route. Let's get him the ball. Let's get him tackled so he'll get that feeling. But yes, I believe he can be a good red zone target if we get there. I hope we get there. But if we get in the red zone, I believe we should feed him more. Now, on Jacoby Myers' first touchdown last week, Devontae Adams was wide open too. I mean, it was A or B. I think we'll get a heavy dose of Adams. I think his numbers, I think he had 9 targets, 6 receptions. So I'll see maybe 12 coming today. But just find a way to maintain Josh Allen because Stephon's going to get his. So that means Gabe Davis can't get off. Kincaid can't get off. Dawkins can't get off. Cook can't get off. Singletary can't get off. I mean, I know that's hard to say.
And don't forget about Knox also because he is no slouch, the other tight end. So there's.
I thought I said Dawson Knox. I didn't say
you
Knox.
said Kincaid.
My bad.
You said Kincaid first. Knox. No, you didn't.
Knox
you
right
said
after.
Kincaid first. Okay. Yeah. But I mean that is.
We're on the same page. Watch the tight end.
But although I think it might come down to Money Carson making a Money Carson pick, so it may come down to that. So just keep that in mind. But one game that really
move on.
Okay. Okay.
Ja'Cory and Bennett are going to have one of the games of their lives today because they're going to pick on Ja'Cory and Bennett. And I need Nate Hobbs to be as solid as he was week one because Nate Hobbs had 12 total tackles, 8 solo, and that's something. And he was in the box, and that's coming out of his slot position. So them two are going to have to be big because Marcus Peters from the town, he's going to do his thing, which is probably going to be lined up with Diggs. But I do kind of see them lining up Diggs on Ja'Cory and Bennett a little bit more to test the rookie. So those two are going to have to step up, and I believe if they do, we might have a real good chance.
So what kind of role do you see Marcus Epps playing on Sunday then?
He's going to have to do the center field because I believe they're going to put Morick in the down low in the box a little bit like they did last week. I think he's going to have to be able to make those tackles, and I see Morick following the tight ends, and Epps is going to see everything else and just make the call.
Okay, so are you? Because they're only giving the Bills -8, and I think the total, if I'm not mistaken, if I can pull it up here, the total is the total is only 47. Interesting enough. Yeah. Total's only 47.
Both teams are scoring a little over 20, huh? Okay.
Yeah. Well, like I said, it'll be in the mid-60s. That would be the game time weather at High Mark Stadium in Orchard Park, New York. But of course, as you know, Jimmy's not afraid of playing in the cold, so that's really, the elements are really not going to bother him. Him being, from in the part of Chicago, so that's not going to bother him. So, a very intriguing matchup that catches my attention in week 2 is the battle of quarterbacks that just got paid in the remark of Lamar Jackson and Joe Burrow, the Bengals with their home opener. The Ravens coming in, obviously beating the Texans, and the Bengals crapping the bed, for lack of a better term, against the Browns in Cleveland. Joe Burrow will have better days. The only question I have for Baltimore is, can they efficiently have a running game that's not involving Lamar Jackson? That remains to be seen. Can Gus Edwards carry the load per se by himself, or will it have to be by committee?
Forgot about J.K. He ain't there now, so
he's out for the season. That is correct, and a lot of people were wondering and questioning why the Ravens did not make a phone call. And I know something that our friends at the Job Post mentioned in one of their episodes is, well, heck, do you make the call to New York and be like, what do you want for Saquon? That was a real interesting suggestion that they had brought up. They did have Melvin Gordon in camp. I don't see why they would not bring him back. Because, he's still out there. Heck, Kareem Hunt is out there. I don't know why they didn't bother calling his age. Yeah, Kareem Hunt is still out there. He's a free agent. He is not signed. He is still out. Yes, he is still out there. Because I'm just saying, because the Ravens, they have weapons, and that's not even having their very good tight end Mark Andrews, because he didn't play last week against the Texans. Like I said,
Dale didn't play last week either, right?
I don't believe he did, but Zay Flowers is who we thought he was, what he possibly could be. He was very solid in his NFL debut, but I'm expecting the Bengals to bounce back, and I think Jamar Chase is going to have himself a huge game on Sunday. I really do.
So I think that's the pick that you picked you picked the Bengals to win, right? Did we both pick the Bengals, or did I rock with the Ravens?
Hold on, let me get out the handy dandy notebook here. Yes, I'm making a Blue's Clues reference. Don't ask me why. I don't know. But nonetheless.
This is our show. We say what we want.
as we come to week 3 or week 2, as you come in 11-4, 9-6. You had Baltimore, I had Cincinnati.
Ooh.
So you are quoting the Ravens.
I'm still sticking to that.
All right.
Where is it played? Cincy?
It's in the jungle. Yes, it's in the jungle in Cincinnati, Ohio. So another matchup that catches my attention, and we also talked about it, is the Packers going to the Falcons' Nest in the ATL to take on the Falcons.
Love. I like Jordan Love, and I believe I picked the Packers to win this one. I really like Jordan Love.
Yes, you picked the Packins. You picked the Packins. You picked the Packers, and I will be on alma mater. And speaking of our alma mater, shout out to Fairfield High, 4-1 on the season, and in first place in Mel. Yes. And actually, they hold on if I'm not mistaken. They right. Finally doing some good things over there at the high. They looked very impressive against the. To me, they will always beat the Vallejo Apaches, but they're the Red Hawks. But they had a very nice showing. Actually, put up 42 on Vallejo, and actually, they suffered their first loss back on the 8th. They only lost to Davis by a point, 27-26, but they bounced back and thrashed Oakmont of Roseville 42-6. And yeah, and now they'll play the Will Seawood Wildcats in their first league game of the season. But again, shout out to the alma mater. They are 4-1 on the season. That is pretty doggone good. They are defending the home turf of Schaefer Stadium. They're 3-0 at home, 1-1 on the road. So kudos to the coaching staff and our alma mater at Fairfield High. That's good to see. Because, yeah, that's good to see because I mean they had been sucking forever. Like I said, they went on a 3-year losing streak before this upcoming season. And I think our nephew is making his Fairfield High debut this Friday against Wood. If I'm not mistaken, we would have to ask our friend of the program, Mr. Sullivan, if that is the case or not. But really, Armio's 5-0, so that's going to make that matchup real interesting. That's the Orange Cassidy makes another appearance on the show. But no, I just wanted to give our alma mater a shout out because they've been playing some very doggone good football this season so far. Back to the Falcons, the Packers. It'll be intriguing. Ritter against Jordan Love. Like I said, Jordan Love looked very good taking care of the football. But there is a huge factor that's going to happen. Aaron Jones is not playing for the Packers on Sunday. Yeah, just found out today that he is out. Well, it was first questionable, but it's leading towards him possibly not playing. He is questionable. Christian Watson, the second-year man from North Dakota State, fantastic season. He's questionable. And David Bakhtiari, offensive tackle, he's questionable for the Falcons. Trey Anderson, he will not play. And quarterback Jeff Okuda, he's questionable. But I like the mix that the Falcons did using Taylor Algier and Bijan Robinson. Taylor Algier, very underrated, the running back from BYU, his second year in the league. He complements Bijan Robinson real well. You can use Bijan in the screen game and the pass game. Even though I would like to see Desmond Ritter use your all-world tight end in Kyle Pitts, get Drake London involved because you're going to need that because obviously Green Bay has proven that they can score. They put up 38. Even though it was against the Bears, it's still putting up 30. It's almost still putting up a 40-burger. Yes, I know the Bears are rebuilding for what it is, but I think this might be a very close game and they're only giving Atlanta minus 2.5. So
I expect this to be very entertaining.
yeah, I expect the Birds. I mean, the over under the over under is only 40, so they're expecting this to be a very close game.
I have to put the Raiders on the big TV and that game on the small TV.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, right now, I still cannot view CBS because they're still going on with that deal with the owners of that particular network trying to get too much money.
Out this way can't, like a lot of people out this way don't have Fox.
Yeah, something along those lines. Which I just, how are you gonna provide a service and you don't have the major 4 television networks? Because I mean, back when we were kids, it was ABC, CBS, NBC, and in my case, ESPN was Channel 3. So, I mean,
it's always been 32 for me.
But yeah, I'm just like, I live in a market to where there's no CBS. Like what the heck? Like what the heck?
Well,
but yeah,
right. You need to log in Paramount. Paramount has the CBS games.
Correct.
The network.
You can log into that to watch the games. So there's ways. Of course, if you have IPTV, you can watch all the games. Of course, if you have a Fire Stick, you can do that also. Let's see here. What other games catch my attention here on Sunday? The Dolphins and Patriots on Sunday night, and they're giving Miami 2.5, minus 2.5. Yeah, minus 2.5.
Tua and Tyreek Hill did.
Okay. Well, Tyreek Hill might get 300 yards on Sunday. That's all I gotta say. The Tom Sula has made its appearance. Yeah, well, but also well honored, well deserved. One of the all-time goats, Barry Sanders, rightfully so, getting a statue in Ford Field. An 8-foot bronze statue. It is very beautiful. Obviously, Barry Sanders not much of a speaker, very much a quiet person, his own man, but he obviously was touched by it. I mean, obviously, if retired at 31, which he still had a lot to give in the tank, but he was like, I had enough. Like I said, he definitely would have had the record, but he said, you know what, I'm done. And basically said, Emmitt Smith, you're welcome.
That man would have shattered the record.
Oh yeah. Without no question. And like I said,
I think him and Bo Jackson neck and neck. Bo didn't have his injury. Retired. I think they would have been neck and neck.
Well, the question has always been, and you know where my stance is when it comes to Deion Sanders and Vincent Edward Jackson. Certainly the 2 greatest athletes, certainly in my lifetime. That too. They both easily could have won a gold medal in track and field if they wanted to go that route.
100%.
That's just how fast both of those men were. Barry averaged 5 yards for his career. That just goes to show you. That just goes to show you how special he was. Man averaged 5 yards for his career, and even in his final,
he lost a lot of yards. Think about
that.
He got a lot of tackles for loss, and the still average.
Yes.
Yards.
Oh. Yes. Yes. And here's the thing. His last season, he ran for 1491, 5 away from 1500, and that was after he ran for 2000 the year before. So okay. Just to show you how great Barry was, his least amount of rushing yards for his career was barely 1,115 yards. So here I'm on profootballreference.com looking at Barry Sanders' career rushing stats. Okay. Rushing yards. Out of his 15,269, here's his total for a season. Now remember, he only played 9 years from age 21 to age 30. Okay. So, rookie year, ran for 1470. 1990, led the league in rushing with 1,304 yards. 91, led the league in touchdowns with 16, ran for 1,548. 92, ran for 1,352. 93, 1,115. 94, led the league in rushing, 1,883 yards. 95, 1,500 yards even. 96, 1,553. 97, 2,053 yards. And his final season, 1,491.
He only had one season of 1,100 yards.
Yes, that was his least.
One. Right. Wow.
Led the league in rushing 4 times.
And you said 16 touchdowns 1 year?
Led the league in 16 rushing touchdowns. He finished with exactly 99 career touchdowns rushing. Missed 100 by one single touchdown.
I'm really not shocked because he was doing that at Oklahoma State.
Correct.
You could probably pull up his Oklahoma State numbers, and it's probably the same thing.
And that's playing behind Thurman Thomas. Playing behind Thurman Thomas. That's
tremendous running back at Buffalo. Tremendous running back.
Yes.
3-4 for Buffalo with that face mask was tremendous.
No,
my man had Thomas. A linebacker face mask.
You can see he had the bar coming down the middle. He sure did. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. But
a hell of a back though. Hell of a back.
Yes. I know he gets blasted for him not showing up in 3 of the 4 Super Bowls because in the first Super Bowl he did everything but win the doggone game. That's how special he was in Super Bowl 25 against the Giants, but also so was the old man Otis O.J. Anderson, who ended up being the MVP of that game. But okay, we are giving you too much history lessons here on the Mizzle and Dub show.
But this is what they watch us for, man. This is what they love us for.
Hey, I get it. Can my team make it 9 straight against the Rams? That is the question. Get the mouthwash ready. So they are giving the Niners -7. And the Rams coming up
a little generous. I think that's being nice.
Well, I mean,
I think it should be more.
Well, I think
it's really poured.
I think they may be only doing that just for the fact that this is Brock Purdy's first start against the Rams. Because as mentioned, he has not played against the Rams. All his games against the Rams, Garoppolo started. But really? Tickets as low as $156? Really? Interesting.
Bought that.
Well, they're expecting it to be a whole bunch of red in that. Well, I mean, because whenever the Raiders go down there against the Chargers, all you see is silver and black. So, I mean, it's just how it is seeing a lot of red and gold when they come to play the Rams. So, I mean, it will be in the hood. So here's what we know so far. Russ Yee, safety, is questionable. Jason Taylor, the second, is on IR for the Rams. Ernest Jones, he's questionable. Coleman Shelton, the guard, is questionable. But Puka Nakua, who had a fantastic game against the Seahawks on last Sunday, he is questionable. So that definitely could hurt going with the Tutu Atwell and Van Jefferson, as Cooper Kupp is still not ready to return yet. Samuel Womack is on IR. The Niners activated Trey Swilling, but he's not on the roster as of now. We will see if he will take possibly Samuel Womack, the third spot, but that remains to be seen. But say that again. That is Pat Swilling's son, Trey. Yes, the secondary guy. Yes.
Nice.
Yes. He was already on the practice squad. I think they activated him, but I don't think he's on the active roster yet. I still think he's on the practice squad. But for the Niners, the formula is simple. Feed CMC. Continue to feed IU. Continue to feed Deebo Samuel. I think this is the game that they involve Mr. Kittle. But also, you have to know where 99 is at all times. You got to know where he is.
He'll be right in the middle. He'll be right in the middle.
No, he'll be in the middle. But and again, for whatever reason, I don't know how. With the exception of the NFC Championship game, to where Donald single-handedly just took over the last drive and just said, "I'm not going to be stopped," because he is who we know that he is.
Stupid ass pass.
Well, like I said, it did not help that JaMychal Hasty decided to play volleyball and just tip it in the air for a Rams defender to catch the ball, and boom went the dynamite. But I mean, I don't know if it's mentally getting into the Rams' head, the fact that you have not beaten this team for 8 straight games. This will be game number 149. The Niners do lead the all-time series 77-68 and 3 ties. But 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 straight times in the regular season, they've gotten your number. The last time the Rams beat the Niners was in 2018 when they were still playing at the Mausoleum, the Coliseum, in a 48-32 thrashing. That's the last time the Rams won. But over the few years, the Niners have had their say in this rivalry that dates back all the way back to the 40s and 50s when the Rams were even in Cleveland and the Niners were just coming into the AFL. Say that again?
Is it really a rivalry now?
At the moment, no, because the Niners have been dominant the last 8 times in the regular season. So again, like I said, is it possibly a mental thing that the Rams possibly have to get over? Even though Stafford looked very good, his elbow looked very, very healthy. But I think if there's one thing that does scare me, or I wouldn't say scare me, but gives me a concern, is for whatever reason, Cam Akers seems to like seeing that red and gold jersey. So that's definitely one thing you have to pay attention to. But again, if
have a rebuttal to that.
Okay.
The Seahawks last week. Yeah, the Seahawks don't have a pass rush like the Niners got. So
correct. Which leads me to this. if Drake Jackson can duplicate his performance he had against Pittsburgh, because he had 3 sacks last week against the Steelers, if he can do that again, and he is coming back home because he did go to that team that we do not like that plays at the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum, that doggone Trojans that is Southern California, but if he can duplicate that, if he can complement Nicholas Jonathan Bosa on the other side of the rush, and if Kinlaw and Armstead can continue to plug up the middle, that could be a problem. But
I do giving this team right now.
Well, I mean, when a team is good, a team is good. That's just how that is, even if you can't stand them. So,
I got a lot to say right about now, but I'm gonna just let it ride.
Well, let it ride. Okay, so here's a matchup that's intriguing. That will be at 125 that you can catch on CBS. Cowboys and Jets. Which it's well, no. Well,
there's no Aaron Rodgers.
I get that. However, you have two teams that have very good defenses. It's still going to be the national.
Okay.
It's still going to be the national CBS game of the week. You got the hairpiece that is Jim Nantz and Romo doing the game, and I love Jim Nantz. I do. He's been doing it so good a long time. I respect his game, but I'm starting to see the hairpiece open up, which is the same thing I got on Kevin Harlan for, but I think Kevin Harlan has taken care of it. But,
don't do that to me right now.
Yes, fans, if for those that are new to viewing the show, yes, I get on people's hair when you start to notice it's starting to go away, and I'm always an advocate of, if it's starting to go away, dadgummit, let it go. If I can do it,
10% professional, okay, and you can't make me be 10% non-professional. When you talk about the hairpiece,
I'm sorry, but if it's it earlier today, there was a short. There was a short with Shawn Michaels and Becky Lynch, where Shawn Michaels hugs Becky Lynch, and I'm just like, HBK, I love you. Let it go.
A picture of the guy that spies the most in the WWF, John Cena. He got the nice little ball spot right there. All he got to do is get the spray. If he really want to take care of it, just
stop it. Stop it right. Stop it right now. No. We are not going back to that Macho Man commercial back in the 90s where he did exactly. No, we are not doing that. No, we're not doing that. No, we're not doing the Billionaire Ted skit with the Nacho Man. No. But I mean, obviously, the Cowboys should win this game. They're minus 8.5, rightfully so.
He's gonna have himself a field day. Okay. Look, Zach Wilson, and here comes Michael Parsons. Sack. Okay, that's what's gonna happen. Okay.
That's the illustration. Okay, I'm not
Cowboys,
saying you're wrong.
Man.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I mean, heck, we both picked him for a reason.
Hold on. But I also think Quinnen Williams is going to be saying hello to Dak Prescott a whole lot too.
Hey, you're not wrong. You're not wrong on that either. I mean, he is just as dynamic. Okay. Also, DeAndre Hopkins is expected to play Sunday against the Chargers, as we're just trying to go through headlines and injuries and whatnot. Although Tunsil for the Texans, he is likely out against the Colts. And it just continues to get bad for the Jets. Greg Zuerlein is hurt, and I don't think he's going to play. So he's
a kicker. What the hell? Wind sprints? He hurt himself doing wind sprints?
No, he hurt the family jewels. He's out with a groin injury. And also
kicking a field goal.
Well, if Zane Gonzalez
I should not be making fun of that. I'm sorry.
Well, if Zane Gonzalez always injures himself in pregame warmups, and if Martin Gramatica can tear his ACL celebrating making a field goal, anything is possible when it comes to kickers in the National Football League. But Austin Seibert is going to kick for the Jets, at least for this Sunday, with Greg Zuerlein being out against the Cowboys. Travis Kelce will make his season debut against the Jaguars. But I still think Jaguars has a fantastic chance to win this game, especially if they run Mr. Travis Etienne and the impressive rookie that they drafted from, I forgot what college he went to, and I forgot his freaking name already. Dadgummit. Anyhow, he's a problem too, but yes, Mr. Bigsby. Yes, I forgot about, there we go. Tank Bigsby, the rookie from Auburn. He compliments Etienne very, very, very well. Had a very good preseason game, or a very good preseason, so he definitely will help. But I don't sleep on the Jaguars. They are our picks to win the AFC South. And like you said, sunshine to Calvin Ridley is going to be a huge problem.
Spectacular.
And yes. It is supposed to be 82 degrees in Duval. They're only giving KC They're only giving KC minus 3.5, but I'm pretty sure they're going to make the Chiefs wear the dark jerseys, as it's probably going to be a whiteout in Jacksonville for the home opener. So we'll go from there. So there are 2 games on Monday night. So 2 games on Monday night. You got the Saints and the Panthers. Bryce Young making his primetime debut. And in the nightcap, you got the Steelers and the Browns. Even though, because I need an upset, I picked the Browns. But in my heart of hearts, I just don't see the Steelers losing 2 straight at home to start the season. I just don't see it. I don't. And I know for Mizzle's sake, he doesn't want to see a pissed off Mike Tomlin being 0-2 coming into Las Vegas on Sunday night. That I also know he does not want to see.
It would be a horrible live show if we decide to do it.
Oh boy.
We will probably need a censor button. Oh wait, we can cuss on this show, so never mind. So yeah, there will be a lot of what the
fuck. Also for the Cowboys, Brandon Cooks is not expected to play against the Jets, as he suffered a slight sprain of the MCL in one of his knees. Yeah. Not the ACL, but the MCL is just as crucial. But he definitely will get a week of regress. So it'll be up to CeeDee Lamb and Michael Gallup. So anything else you want to touch and cover?
No, I think we touched pretty much on everything that's pretty solid. Just looking forward to going to take a nap and waking up and watch some good old football.
Yes, he did work hard this weekend, but again, we appreciate everybody that watches the show.
The whole show.
The whole show, yes, we appreciate.
Yes,
whoever the one person is, thank you very much, because that is pretty cool. Because we know that it is. Well, we don't know what area that you're watching in.
Yeah, whoever it is. Thank you.
But I mean, yeah, it is.
Later, we'll get the views later. You know,
It's almost 2:00 here on the West Coast. So I mean, they could be watching where it's about to be 5:00. It really is about to be 5:00 in the East Coast. So we don't know. But to our 49 subscribers that do subscribe, again, we always appreciate you. And now with this format that we're using, you can actually comment in the comment box, and actually you can tell us if there's a certain subject you want us to talk about. So don't feel it. Don't don't hesitate to comment on something you might want us to talk about. That is supporting the show. So
ask
real
a
quick,
question
before we both go take a nap, because don't be shy.
First, I'm waking up first to
Real
be in
quick before
church
we call
before
it
I
a night
watch
and go
football.
take our
Let's
naps.
get that right. Let's get that right. I'll be waking up to go to church first.
Well, I'll actually be in service. I'll be in service. Oh, basically, shout out to moms who did sing tonight. I forgot what saloon or tavern she was at with our little big brother, but shout outs to mom who was blessing us with her vocal pipes, because she can, as we say in church, she can sing. So shout out to moms, love you. Huge supporter of the show, even though she doesn't watch it from time to time, but she supports her son. So we love you, mom. Thank you. There was a face-to-face confrontation between one Jermel Charlo and one Cinnamon Saul Canelo Alvarez, which of course they will be putting leather to hands later on this month.
2 weeks.
But also
2 weeks, excuse me.
in 2 weeks. But also want to say to my other side, even though it's officially the 17th, but to my fellow countrymen in Viva Mexico, happy Mexican Independence Day, which took place on the 16th, and tequila and bottles for all. So I just want to, shout that out. So we will do a preview show for Charlo and Canelo, because those that follow us on the show, we do enjoy the sweet science of boxing.
We can get some boxing people to come on and talk about the show as well. Let's try to reach out.
I'm gonna reach out there because Derek is a big fight fan of both boxing and MMA, so I'm gonna try to see if he wants to come on and talk. My good friend Mr. Kevin Perry, who does the KO boxing podcast on his YouTube channel, I'm gonna reach out to him and see if he wants to come on. We'll see if he wants to come on and talk the sweet science. Because I've been on the show twice and he does a good job talking about the fight, talking about the fight game. So yeah, like I said, we definitely want to have a roundtable talking about this fight between Canelo and Charlo, which means somebody is going to be leaving with a whole lot of gold belts, just like Bud did against Earl Spence Jr. So, back to this article. So, ooh, really? Well, I might have to come home for this.
Uh-oh. Are you talking about the Haney fight?
Yeah, that's gonna be 3 days before my 41st personal holiday at Chase Center. I wonder if a certain someone that we know could possibly get us discount tickets to that area, to that particular event.
I already sparked that in my brain when I read it.
I'm sure you did, without question.
We will talk off camera about those details.
All right. Well, also coming up, Emmanuel Navarrete will defend his title against Robson Conocio on November the 16th. Oh, that's in Vegas? Oh, I might have to go to that. That'll be interesting to see. That's also a top rank event. But yeah, one of the things we want to do with the Mizzle and Dub show is we definitely want to have a live boxing experience. We've done college basketball. We've done plenty of NFL games. We've done plenty of MLB games. Only thing we've done an NBA game and NCAA basketball. Only thing left on the forefront is big time college football. We did do a college football game, but that was Davis against Idaho a few years ago. But we want to do a big time college football game, and also, but also, of course, WrestleMania. But boxing is definitely something that me and him want to experience live together, because that possibly could be up there on the
list. It goes football, boxing, and everything else. I love baseball too, but enough baseball games in my 40 years of my life. Yeah. I've seen live boxing because my cousin, who was my big brother, he was a boxer. So I have seen live boxing. I have been to boxing events, but I would love to see it in Vegas. That's where I would love to see it. That's cool.
Well, it is 2:05 in the morning, and I made it. I did not doze off, because I have dozed off a few times on this show where we try to do late night editions, and Mizzle has made fun of me because he even put it in the description as he is trying not to fall off the couch. But it is nap time. It is nap time for the both of us, as we first must go praise the good Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and then talk sports. But anyhow, again, to our one person that has literally watched the whole show, we thank you and appreciate you. God bless
you. Doing, yeah, yes,
yeah.
I wish you could have made a comment so we can shout out whoever it is. You know, I would love to do that.
Right.
But we appreciate it.
We're trying to say, don't be shy, but you know, we appreciate the one viewer without question. So episode 106, another live edition in the books of the Mizzle and Dub show. We appreciate it. But I mean, we're talking about now. We're live now. But anyhow, so just to go over once again, one more time, the predictions for week 2. Again, Mizzle coming in with an 11-4 record, me coming in at 9-6. But just to go down the lines one more time, he likes the Ravens, I like the Bengals, we both like the Jaguars, we both like the Chargers. He's picking the Packers, I'm picking the Falcons. We both like the Lions to start 2-0. We both like the Horseshoe, the Colts. We both picked the Buccaneers to beat the Bears. We both picked the Giants to beat the Cardinals, both on the Cowboys. We both like the Commanders. We both taking Miami over the Patriots. We both like New Orleans. He's taking Tomlin. I normally would, but because I need to catch up to him, I'm taking the dog pound. I'm picking the Raiders to upset the Bills and Buffalo, and of course he's picking his team, of course. And we're both picking the Niners to do what they do. So as he takes another swig and tries to mouthwash himself out. But with that said, as always, we thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe. Like I said, now that we're doing this live, you can actually comment and talk about a subject that you want us to talk about. Or like I said, if you want to come on the show, get at Dub, get at Mizzle. As you can see, we are not opposed to having guests because, I mean, like I said, we almost did a 6-hour show talking football with a huge guest panel. But again, we appreciate you. And as I always say, we hope you enjoyed watching as much as Mizzle and I enjoy bringing it to you because, like I said, we do this for y'all because we could talk sports all day not being on this format, but because you like what we do, because you subscribe to it, we do this for y'all. And hence why you see a lot of passion from me and him. But with that said, we're both going to take a nap now. But Episode 106 is in the books of the Mizzle and Dub Show. For the Florida State Seminole, I am the Georgia Bulldog saying we thank you for watching, and as always, it's 5 o'clock some damn where, and literally it is 5:08 in the East Coast. So cheers to you.